Hello and welcome to another session of how to become a financial analyst. Today we'll be discussing a topic which is called charts. As most of us knows that charts are the best tool to give a graphical picture to our numbers, and it is once you create them give them a graphical picture, it is easy to understand and to analyze the data. We'll start here with something very basics in graphics, and then later on in my video for data modeling and data automation, I will cover some of the advanced features of the charts. So let's start with how I can insert the basic charts and how I can adjust or improve or make it more visible to understand the things. Okay, so let's say I have a very simple data, which is my year 2018 and 2019, their sales, their cost of goods sold, and their gross margin here. So if I have to create a chart, first of all, I can put my cursor anywhere in the table and system will select it, or as a precautionary I can select everything here. And to insert the chart, you always have to go into insert ribbon, and there is this whole area or category belongs to the charts. So there are bar charts, and there are line charts, there are pie charts, and there are many other charts. So for example, if you are a beginner, you don't know what kind of a chart to be applied onto this number, so there are some of the built-in recommendation from the Excel. So what I can do is I can select something like this, and initially what I think that my column chart may work in a better way. So I will select this thing, or if I'm made my mind to select a column, then I can go over here also, and over here they say is to select it, and there's a 3D model, and I can select this simple model, and that's all. And the moment I done, you can see the charts appears on my screen. And there one thing more happened over here. There is two new ribbons has come up on the top, which is called design and the format. So if I take it out, see they disappear. So like a pivot table, when you go into a pivot table, two special ribbons appear. Same is the case with the charts. And we all know it's a common sense that majority of the functions related to the charts are into these two ribbons. First of all, to start with, that this chart is interactive with the data. How do I know? Because let's say if I go here and make this amount 0, the moment I do that, you can see the changes happens in the system because it's interactive. So this is thing. So let's understand the chart here. So what I think is over here on my horizontal axis, onto my vertical axis, the chart is giving me the numbers, means from 300,000 to 800,000, which is the sales number over here, so that I can see where this. And then there on my horizontal, blue color is for 18, and this dark brown color is for 2019. These two are my sales, these two are my cost of goods sold, and these two are my gross margins. Now first of all, what I want is I want 2018 all three numbers, which is sales, cost of goods sold, and gross margin, to appear in one group, and 2019 appears onto the other group. So the moment I put my cursor over here, and if I go into my design, you can see the first icon which says switch rows and the columns. So this is a toggle key. If I click here, now what happens, that 2018 is here and 2019 is here, and the legends which were previously 2000, for example over here, the legends were 2018 and 2019, and the moment I switch, the legends becomes blue the sales, brown the cost of goods sold, and this green is the gross margin. So here I can see the performance of my company in one go. Secondly, if I want to make a update over here, what I can do is I can say that these two charts are my gross margins for 2018 and 19, and the moment I select this, I can go here and say change. The design changes here. Okay, so let's say I want to make it a red color, which is more prominent. So I say select this thing, then I can go into my home ribbon and I can increase the size, the font, whatever I want to do, and just press escape and come out of this thing. Okay, let's go into ribbon one by one to see. So here is a format. Okay, so we have just seen that we can change the something in between this. Then there are some backgrounds here. Okay, so the moment you put the cursor, you can see the system is changing different backgrounds, and you can select the background of your choice here. Okay, the one thing which I just want to tell you before the charts is not where you have to do some analysis. It's not like a VLOOKUP, or it's not like a pivot tables or macros where you have to think of something. Basically, this is a formatting. The more you do, the more you learn. The more you can conceive something into your mind, there are options. You can go and you can create those charts over here. So again, this is something about different background colors. And then there's insert option over here. For example, I want to insert this arrow over here so that I can show that this is my gross margin thing here, and then I can click over here and I say I want thick one, and I want this design, this design. And if I want thick one, then I can only select this thing, but if I want the arrow size, then I can select this. So whatever I want, I can select this thing from me here. So now the arrow appears onto my chart. Okay, and same I stay here and go into format, and this is different chart areas which will cover in just a moment. And let's finish the ribbons, and then comes on to the design sides. So again, if I come on to the design, at any time if I put the data for 2020 here for the full year or whatever it is, here it says select the data, and here it says that this is data is from B4 to E6. I can always delete this thing, and I can reselect the data for myself if I want. Second option is I just want to see the sales and the cost of goods sold. I don't want I want to see sales and the gross margin. I don't want to see the cost. So I can untick over here where there's a data source and say okay, and as you can see, the cost of goods sold has disappeared. And if I want to bring it back, I can say select the source and click it over here and say okay, and that data comes in. Okay, plus as you can see here, there are different designs options are available, which is built into the thing. So this one, or you like this one, or whatever you want, you can select different options for your color. So for example, I just want to select this option here. Okay, and now there's one which says a plus button here. I can use this button also, or if I stay into the graphs, and there's an chart bar. So these are the options which I can use from here, or I can use here. So let's do few of them from here and few of them from the other side. So if I press this plus buttons, you can see here there says data label. What is data label? This data. So I say I want data labels to appear into my chart. And what is the position? So if I go to the more options here, this shows me different options that if I want, I can move their positions up and down, or I can also, if I want the names of the categories to be appear, I can also bring in the names of the categories. Okay, plus over here after the design, if I go on to this, there are different chart colors options are available. If I want to select the different colors options, I can always select the different colors options over here. And this is again some default formats are available. For example, this thing where your title is coming on the top, your legends move on to the right. Sorry, I cannot move this, but you can see that sales, cost of goods sold, and gross margin is moved onto the left side, and then there is an horizontal axis appearing and there is a vertical appearing. And same over here, what we see is that legends disappear, and even the revenue number disappears, and so it's different options are available. You can select any one of your choice, and over here, let's say even the chart numbers appears into the graph. So there are different options you can use whenever you are making these charts. Okay, so let's come on to here when I say axis, so now they are system is showing me two axes. One is a primary horizontal and the primary vertical. I cannot move my cursor, otherwise this will disappear. As you can see, the revenue numbers are primary vertical, and sales, cost of goods sold are full year 2018 and 19 are horizontal. If I want, I can display them. If I don't want, let's say I says don't want show me the don't show me this thing, so this can even disappears also. Okay, then I can come on to, so here I can see there are some horizontals, and if I want, see there's an axis titles appearing onto the both sides. So I can put a primary over here, and further I can go into the more sides, and over here is the chart title which we have already created, which says gross margin 2018 and 19. At any time I want to bring it into center over here, or I don't want, it can disappear also. Okay, but I just want on the top of it. So this is, then these are the labels which we have already defined over here. If I don't want labels, I can say don't show me the labels, or I can show the labels into different things. Okay, so there are different options available over here. What is grid lines? Basically you can see there's a vertical grid lines appearing, which are, we call it major ones. And if I say vertical minor, you can see that there's a vertical minor here, then it's a horizontal minor, which you can see from here over here, and here are some of the legends. If I don't want legends, if I want on the right side, if I want on the left side, or whatever, I can move on to all those things. So this is basically a basic chart which we have created, and we'll go into more some advanced functions as you go. So this is one type of a chart. Let's go into another example. And for example, either I want to invest something into a stock market, or I'm a investor advisor, and I want to do the analysis, whatever the situation. So this is the full year months, and this is P&G, this is Reckitt Benckiser, and this is Unilever. These are the rates of their shares as of the end of each month. So I want to make a chart on it. So what I will do, I will select the whole data, and I can go into insert and say show you recommend me what is this. So apparently I look like this, samples, I go here and I go over here and there. Then I found that line is something much better, where I can see individual companies. So rather than selecting from here, I think there's a one better option available over here. So I can go here and I say select me this one. Okay, and I can increase the size of this thing. And here, now previously the numbers were not talking to me, but now once I created the chart on these numbers, I can see that these numbers which were numeric numbers which are appearing starting talking with me. So what I found, that if I want to do, if I'm doing analysis, or if I'm convincing somebody for the investment, what I will say that a share of a P&G will give you a chance 2 to 3 times a year. So basically it's a $20, so anything around $25 is the best, is a very reasonable price to purchase this shares during the year whenever it is available. And anything above 40 or above 35, 40, or sometimes 40 plus is the best rate to sell the shares of P&G. So now what we learn here, that around 25 is the best rate to buy, and around 35 to between 40 is the best rate to sell the data. Plus at any time you want to make some changes, colors into graphs or things like that, this is always available here. There's different designs are available over here. You can always select something of your choice, whatever you think is more attractive to you, more reasonable to you. You can always do that. Okay, so it's up to you. Third example is, let's say I'm working for a mobile service provider companies, and I'm working in Bell Canada, and these have 4.5 million customers, and these are some of my, let's say, competitors, for example. And my boss want to see that how much market share we hold and how much other of the competitors are sharing. So what I will do, I will select my data and go into insert, and again based on my experience, I know that the pie chart will be one of the best things to represent this number. So I can go into the pie chart and I say show me the pie chart, and then I can increase the size. So you can see everything here. And again, I don't want to say that it's an interactive. If I change the numbers, the things will change. And now again, if I go into my design, and if I go into I want to play with my legends, so I can say here, and I want my legends on the left, come here, or at the bottom, at the right, whatever it is. So I will keep them over here, okay. And then I can go over here and say data labels. I want my data labels in the center, or outside, or somewhere, yeah, over here. I can select it here. The numbers are coming into this, and now because they are also dark, so I can select the numbers. I can go into my home ribbon, and I say, first of all, convert them to white and increase the font size so that it is easily readable, and I click over here. And now what I've done is that I put in the numbers over here. And again, there are many options. If you go into formats and designs, there are a couple of other options are available here. You can select different things, different options, whatever suits you. You can do that. You can change these references over here, where for example, over here, even the name of the companies appears in the pie chart. So I think and the numbers appears and the percentage comes in, and so there are many different options which you can use for your pie chart. Let's go to another options over here, okay. So there are my months, okay, and these are number of calls which we have done to the customers, and this is the sales we have generated just because calling to our customers. Now my boss want to see that my boss want to analyze either it's the number of calls which are affecting my, which will help me to increase my sales, or it is a done deal. What is the ratio? If I make more calls, I can generate more business, or if I may do small little calls, but if I do a done deal and finalize this thing, that will be more important. So your boss want to analyze this thing. So what happened, again, you can select the chart from here, and I can go over here and say what is the recommended from your side. So let's say my system says this one. So what I will do is I just want to go into my over here, and let's say I select this thing, okay. Now here the problem is that my revenue numbers are so high that the number of calls are disappeared over here with the blue color, and they are flat on the floor. So what I'll do, I click over here, and as you can see, all the blue numbers has been selected over here. I can say change chart type. Yes, I want to change, and over here I want something that my sales show in the columns and my number of calls to be shown in the line chart, okay. And over here I will say no, don't do that. Sales not in the sales in columns, and customer contacted to be into my line here, okay, and we'll say okay. And now you can see that this is a proportion which is telling me that what happens, okay. So now what I think is that it's not the number of calls which will increase my business, because in that case it's all together the same, but it's a factor of doing a done deal with the customers, because more or less this month and this month the number of calls are same. Even over here very little effect, but more or less same. So what we found here, it's not number of calls we do, and we can increase our revenue numbers, but it's the factor of doing a done call, okay. So these are some of the things here. This is again a very interesting one. Let's say my company is dealing some of the business style is that we do projects. So there are different projects which are either underway or has been completed during the week or something like this. Now my boss want to keep want to analyze these things on a very regular basis. Okay, so what I will do, first of all, this is the main data, and then based on that, what I've done a data validation, and now I can select any of the data from this list, and these numbers appear over here. So I will make two charts for my boss. One is the summary of all the projects, and then one individually for any project he want to select and want to observe that specific project more closely. So first of all, I will go over here and I say insert, go on to here and create me this chart and move it onto the top. Increase whatever things is, and at any time if you want to change or anything you want to do, you are most welcome to do over here. And then I will go over here and I say insert a chart, but let's say I just want to see something like this. Okay, I can select this chart here, I can bring it over here, I can squeeze a little bit so that it get adjusted over here. Yeah, nice thing. And even I can increase a little bit of the size. And now what happens that my boss can easily think, and let me change the color to, or not the colors, but what I will do is I'll go here and let's change the background just for a change. So now at any time my boss want to see any specific project, he can select the thing here. And now if from F chart I want to see chart number A, project number A, sorry, I can go here, and as you can see that numbers shuffled between this thing. Why? Because I've already told you that most of every chart is a link chart with the data, and if you change the data, the things will change. Okay, so these are some of the very basic things about the charts and how this. Let me show you one of the examples which I've done previously into my company, which will give you an analysis. So this is one of the report we used to make at the month end, and there are some of there was a gas company which provide residential gas to natural gas to the customers, and this is how we say this is a customer counts, how many customers are coming in and out. Red light is showing that it is 2018 last year. Yellow line is showing LE latest estimates, and this thing showing me plan numbers. Okay, so these are the graphs over here, and all the consumptions, the power consumption, gas, monthly things, and all these different graphs as per the company requirements are over here. And how they get updated, I have to do nothing. I have a chart over here, and once I fill in this chart, my charts automatically gets updated, and that these charts become the part of a monthly business review report which my directors review about the business at the end of the each year. And in my actual files, even these numbers I don't have to input. I'm using my linking formula from my different financial reports, which is the P&L reports, scorecard reports, other reports, and the trial balance, which is downloaded into my master files automatically. I have to do nothing. I just download my trial balance and update some of the numbers, and there are 15 different worksheets which are linked with those masters data, and 15 to 20 sheets get updated at once. And now what is the benefit over here? The previous guy, when I joined that company, was doing a month end closing in 10 days, and within 2 to 3 months I was able to do the closing in 2 to 3 days. So my bosses were happy with me, and one of the reason is this, because of these Excel skills and the data automation concepts, data modeling concept. I bring in not only the accuracy into my work, but also have bring the immense accuracy and efficiency, to extent where at some of the places I was able to save 80 to 90% of my processing times. Okay, so that give me an edge over all other of my colleagues, and that's always give you benefits. Not only you'll be one of the strongest person in the company, but naturally monetary benefits you will also get at the end of the year when your bosses will review your performances. So I hope that today you have learned something good and new, and you have learned new concepts about it. If you have liked my video, I will request you to please give me a thumbs up, subscribe my channels, and invite your friends and families so that they can also get benefit from these hands-on practical training based on my 20 years of an experience. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.